Is the RBA going to welch on the deal not to raise interest rates until 2024? How much will another week in lockdown cost the economy? And finally, should you sell your Sydney Airport shares now? I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're
mad about money.
Okay, Paul, big event yesterday. The RBA had a big press conference. There were leaks to the media and whatever. And there was a fear that they were going to take away quantitative easing and up go interest rates and the stock market would collapse. Didn't happen.
Didn't really happen. We got what's called, I think, a tiny taper.
Tiny taper.
RBA Governor Phil Lowe gave a press conference, actually took questions from the media, Peter. And hoo-ha, like this is the new open RBA. Here we go. Look, it was a tiny taper where they've cut the bond buying program from $5 billion a week to $4 billion a week.
So they're putting $4 billion into the economy every week just to make sure the economy keeps growing.
Look, and probably the bigger news, Peter, was that the idea that interest rates weren't going to go up until 2024 at the earliest. That's now just the central scenario, whatever that means. It means the RBA can watch on the deal when it wants to.
Yeah. So it's like that what I said about George Costanza on Seinfeld when he said, it's not a lie if you believe it. So at the point in time, he's still believing interest rates won't go up to 2024, but no one believes.
Yeah, and look, we all knew this was going to be the case because the economy's been so strong. The RBA at some stage was going to have to change tack. And then all they're doing now, Peter, is giving themselves some room to say that the economy is going a lot better than people thought. And we can actually think about where interest rates should be. So I don't think it's any surprise to the market. I think the market had factored in interest rate increase in most people in early 2023, at least a year earlier. Some people were late 2022. I think you were looking around about the end of 2022.
Yeah.
This 2024 was in cuckoo land, but at least now the RBA is on board with that, and a little bit of this tiny taper from $5 billion to $4 billion. It really,
And I think the fair thing to say is the second topic. I guess if lockdowns persist and the economy is affected, like the current Sydney lockdown, we're into the second story now. In this current one, Shane Oliver from AMP Capital reckoned that it cost the economy $2 billion for 2 weeks. We're going for a third week. That's another $1 billion. What's going on in Queensland, Northern Territory, South Australia, WA? There's all these little mini lockdowns around. Maybe the economy won't go as strong as we thought unless lockdowns are beaten.
I think there's also a bit of exasperation here with Gladys. People, I mean, we bagged down the man.
Yes.
We've all been
unmercilessly.
We've all been pretty pro Gladys, but she seems to have got this wrong, Peter. And I think probably a lot of people are pretty disappointed this morning. I mean, why it had to get leaked everywhere. Every single newspaper, radio station.
Before 11 o'clock.
Before 11 o'clock with the press conference. Why we have press conferences, I don't know. That's another story.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if she's played it that smart. And another week, people are pretty fed up.
Yeah, and I think the bottom line is this. Politicians are too scared to use the stick. It's not this nice carrot stuff. We'll work together, we'll get together, and everything will work out. No, it's not. Someone's ass needs to be slapped by a big stick, and it's to all the people running around the place ignoring the rules. Look at us. We're doing this. We're socially distanced. We're wearing a mask. What other idiots are doing that?
And some might say this is the lockdown when you're not really having a lockdown. Like this is nowhere near as tough as it was in Victoria, Peter.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no 5 kilometre rule here. There's no real policing. People are out. Okay, they're socially distant, but for many people, apart from some small business, life really hasn't changed too much.
That's right. I call it the Paul Vaughan mistake.
For our non-New South Wales and Queensland listeners, that's a St George rugby league player who's
decided to have a party.
Decided to have a party in the middle of lockdown.
Yep. He's just lost himself an $800,000 contract. That's the kind of ass kicking we need to see. Finally,
more of it.
Should we sell the Sydney Airport shares? They've gone ballistic, but should people sell them?
Yeah, I'm surprised, Peter, that yesterday they went down again to $7.71. The indicative bid is $8.25. This is from a very powerful consortium, Peter.
Yeah, superannuation funds.
Superannuation funds. And look, sure, it's an indicative bid. It's subject to whole of conditions. And we all know that, until you get a firm proposal, these things can always, there's still a likelihood that nothing will ever happen. But these are serious players. And I'm surprised the market isn't just a bit more up on the upside. So I reckon if you're a Sydney Airport holder, I'd hang on.
Okay,
In
so
my
you
mind-
think a higher offer is a
Well-
possibility, or the one that's on the table?
All the one that's table, I think something's going to happen. I'm surprised it's about a 50-cent discount. $8.25. Sydney Airport closed yesterday at $7.71. To me, the play is to be long Sydney Airport.
And Paul, were you surprised that other travel stocks benefited as well?
Well, I can see why infrastructure stocks would benefit, Peter, because there's so little around. Travel stocks, I'm not sure that. I guess it's a sign from these big super funds saying that look, life will return to normal at some stage.
Yeah, and that's why they're prepared to pay more than what the market was paying.
But I'm surprised the other travel stocks have gone up because if you look at what's happening, Peter, we're still a long way from really getting out of this country.
That's right. So I guess the bottom line is, if things are back to normal by the middle of next year, maybe you should be a buyer in January or February, but get in early and the end result might be a great return. I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about money.